I'm gonna scooch in here. I know. We're getting cozy. Hi, it's me, Colonna Giuliano, and this is Evelyn Zeller. And we're here today to hang out with you guys and talk a little bit about the immune system. So we have all kinds of great information for you and some products to share, some oils, some personal experiences, and we're just looking forward to sharing all that we have here with you. And we have some giveaways, so as you join in, give us a little heart or a like, or tell us where you're coming in from or what you'd like to learn. Anyone who comments, we are going to choose 3 people from the comments to give some gifts to. So there's going to be 3 giveaways. We'll send you something. So we want to hear from you, and we want to know who's joining or whether you're coming back later. Just comment below with your questions and stuff. So here we go.
Yes.
We have a little outline to keep us on track, and we have a lot to share, but we're going to condense it down into pretty short period of time for you guys, so you can keep it, we'll keep it short and sweet.
Yes. I quickly wanted to say that this is a really beautiful subject for essential oils, immunity and essential oils, because essential oils shine in that arena. It's what they do for the plants. They boost immunity, they keep bugs away, and they promote vitality in the plants, and they can do the same for us. And they're really powerful and really effective and fast acting. So I love them for this subject. I use them in my practice all the time. They're on the top of my list. And we're really excited to share and just to show how simple it can be to boost immunity, to prevent, and to also take care of acute things that come up.
So Evelyn mentioned in her practice, she is a licensed acupuncturist. So she not only uses them with herself and her family, but also with her patients.
Yeah, I've been in practice for more than 2 decades now, and I see a lot of immune and respiratory issues, especially this time of year in the winter. And yeah, these oils can be life-changing for you. So it's really good to use them.
And she gives me acupuncture tune-ups as well. So, all right, well, let's jump in. Do you want to talk a little bit about the 3 ways to use, or do you want me to?
Well, why don't you start? Is that a good place to start? Yeah. Why not, huh?
So we'll just jump right into a little review about the oils, because I think sometimes, even though we know how to use them, it's always good to learn a little bit more and have a couple more tips and tricks so that we're using them to their fullest potential. And one thing that I have noticed is the more that I use oils, it's almost like the more benefits I see. And I think a lot of us, when we first get into them, we're using essential oils for 1 or 2 or a couple specific things, and we're only using them when we have to or when we need to, instead of using them for prevention or using them every single day, so that we're getting our bodies stronger, and we're stronger physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And that's when you really start to see a huge shift in your health and your wellness, and really in your immune system. So when we talk about 3 ways to use the oils, you might have one way, like that you feel really comfortable using the oils and you haven't really explored the other 2, or maybe you haven't tried some of these. So we're going to try to share with you a couple creative ways within those 3 ways to use the oils. So aromatic, right? We've got the diffuser going behind us. I literally have a diffuser in every room of my house. There's one in my laundry room. Each one of my kids has one. There's one in my bathroom, one in my bedroom. There is a diffuser in every single room, and I turn them on every day. Every day the diffusers are running in every room. I didn't start out that way. I started out bringing the diffuser from room to room. Wherever we were, I would bring it to the living room. I'd unplug it and bring it somewhere else. I'm gonna turn this off right here really quick, sorry. We're recording in 2 places and we got a call, so sorry. Anyway, so diffusing all the time, and the reason we diffuse is that as you diffuse the oils, our diffusers are dispersing microfine particles of mist that has the essential oils mixed with the water, and it stays suspended in the air for several hours, so that you are not only breathing that when you're home, but even when you're not home, it's working on things like airborne bacteria and things like that. Dust, mold, things that affect our immune system are in our homes. And if you're diffusing all the time, you're receiving the benefits of that, whether you're home or not. The pets benefit, It's just super important to have your diffuser going all the time. You're not wasting the oil. It's never going to waste. So it humidifies the air. Anything else on diffusing?
Yes, it's like your first line of defense. As I like to look at it.
Yeah, and another thing is people use it for odors. You know, if you think about, you know, your home, kids' rooms, closets, bathrooms, your home, your kitchen, places get stinky. So diffusing it's altering the odor molecule structure. So it's actually eliminating those odors. It's not masking them like you would with it's one of those chemical plug-ins or something like that. You know what I mean? These oils are super powerful. So always diffusing. And then within the aromatic use, I love how Evelyn talks about using the oils to put over, and she'll talk about this when she talks about the respiratory system, but she does the steam technique with the oils. So there's so many ways to use them aromatically where you're breathing them in. And of course, one of the most simple ways is getting a drop in your hand. We'll just do this together just to show you guys, but I think it's really important to review getting a drop of oil, allowing it to fall in your hand. And this is something I do probably 20 times a day with different oils. It sounds like a lot. You'll work your way up to that if you haven't already. But really taking a moment to cup your hand over your nose, cup your hands over your nose, and really take in some super deep breaths. That's using the oils aromatically. You're breathing them in, and you could take 30 seconds, a minute, 2 minutes of just taking deep breaths. And you're working on expanding your lungs, you're working on bringing more oxygen into your system, and you're working on bringing those little essential oil molecules into your system really fast, really efficient, and really effectively. So when we talk about aromatic, it's an easy way that you can always be using them, diffusing, breathing from your hands, even opening the bottle and smelling, right? And is there any other aromatic ways that you like to use them? I know you'll go over the steam method later.
I think
but
that's it for now.
Yeah, and then topical use, we know we can rub them on our skin, right? Some people feel like their skin is sensitive. Mine is with certain oils, so you use a carrier oil. And a carrier oil, we know, is just a fatty oil that slows down the absorption. But where are you putting them? Have you tried putting them in different places on your body? Do you ever tune into your intuition and think, where should I put this oil? Where does this oil belong? And I would invite you to try that, because we are super intuitive and we can access information that is outside of our thinking mind. And that's something that I love to do, because when you start to use the oils intuitively and tune into how you need to use them, you're going to notice even more benefits. So sometimes I will hold an oil and I'll kind of, where should I put this? The first thing that pops in, put it there. Sometimes it'll be my inner thighs or my calves, or it just seems really random. But when you start to try rubbing the oils on topically in different places, you're going to notice all kinds of amazing things happening. The soles of the feet are wonderful because of the VitaFlex points. We know that. The ears, if you've ever given yourself an ear massage, do that right now. Get an oil. If you don't have an oil, it's fine. But just give yourself an ear massage and see how that makes you feel, because we have points on our ears that stimulate our immune system, all the organs in our body, and our emotions. So just by giving yourself an ear massage with whatever oil you have, we used Ula Grow. That's going to be another way to boost your immune system. In Ayurveda, they talk about giving yourself an ear massage with sesame oil and a full body massage, Abhyanga. But you could just do your ears, right? You could just do your ears and see how you feel right now. I'm like warm, right?
Yeah,
my
too.
ears are warm.
Me
I
too.
feel flushed. Like, I'm always a cold person, and when I massage my ears, it makes me feel so good. So getting in touch with using them topically in different places, pulse points, where there's a fast entry into the system, right? Anywhere else topical?
Yeah, I mean, so here's the truth. You apply them topically, they'll be in your bloodstream, no matter where you apply them. I find, so intuition is great, and I find for immunity, there's certain places I will tend to put them, either on the feet or right here, because lymph is right here. You promote lymph detox, you really help your immune system as part of your lymph. And then chest, obviously, for any respiratory issues, upper back for any respiratory, the spine is really good to boost immunity with the oils. And pulse points, I agree. I actually do it on the whole forearm because from a Chinese point of view, we have the lung channel right here, and you have a lot of, so you get respiratory effect easily, and you have a lot of easy blood vessels that can pull in the oils really quickly. So those are my favorite places to put. And of course, if you have sinus things, you can use them here and on your forehead and your temples, just to open that up as you inhale as well. So those are my favorite places to apply.
I love that. I love along the spine. I love all over the forearms, and definitely I am drawn to put a lot of oils right here. I am someone who, and a lot of people, like Evelyn mentioned, when you're starting to get sick, right? You get those swollen glands, your body is fighting it off. And so I will do thieves or purification. But the skin's sensitive here, so you'll need to use maybe extra carrier oil. So this is a great place. So thank you on that.
Back of neck is also really, because we have a lot of nerve innervation, and again the lymph that keeps this healthy. So back of neck is a really nice, it's a little less sensitive. It's a nice place to boost immunity.
And all of the nerves that come out from along the spine supply either our head and neck, our internal organs. They supply everything in our whole body. So we put rollers on a lot of our oils, and I'll roll up and down the spine, my kids at bedtime, or I'll do it even on Paul or have him do it on me. Roll right up and down, not over the bones, but right on the sides of the spine, roll, and then you can just kind of rub it in. Ooh, that's really great. So those are the first two, and then the last is ingesting. And that's something that some of us aren't inclined to do right away with the oils because it sounds a little scary. Has anyone felt like, I'm not sure if I want to ingest oils, is that safe? I don't know. Well, we know that Young Living has vitality oils that are safe to ingest, and it's something to explore if you haven't already. Starting with a drop under the tongue, maybe making yourself a little capsule, starting low and slow, and then bumping it up. And then if you notice yourself coming down with something, or you really want to kick it into high gear, you could make yourself a capsule full of all different frankincense, oregano, lemon, thieves. You can make these kind of immunity bomb capsules and really kick something. But your body has to be well adjusted to using the oils to start using more. So pay attention and start with 1 or 2 drops and start to bump it up as you feel like you're building up your tolerance, because they're super cleansing and super detoxifying. And we want to be gentle on our bodies and drink lots of water to help with that cleansing as we're starting to use more oils in general, but especially ingesting them.
Always use a carrier oil with the capsules. When I feel something, I will use all 3 methods. I will do internal in a capsule or under the tongue, and I will apply and I will diffuse and inhale. So it's really nice to get it from all angles. If you want to kick it, use all 3 ways. But the beauty is it can be really simple, and you don't have to use all 3 ways. You can use what floats your boat, and that's the beauty of oils.
Right, I love it. So that's just a quick, overview of making sure you're really using them as much as you can in all these different ways. And purity and quality, seed to seal.
Right.
We know that Young Living oils are a whole step above anything else that you're seeing out there in the store or anything that's available, because Gary Young set the bar. He is the reason that essential oils are so popular right now. So Young Living is the world leader in essential oils, and the things that we're doing on our farms are not anything that anybody else is doing. You can go visit the farms and you can see this in action, and you can show up unannounced and you can watch the whole seed to seal process. They're harvesting everything at the right time of day, right when it's at the height of its bloom. They're distilling it on site at the right temperature, the right pressure, and for the right length of time for that specific plant to yield the highest concentration of therapeutic benefits, not necessarily the highest concentration of oil. They're not worried about how much oil, they're worried about the concentration of therapeutic benefits, the constituents that are going to have an effect on our immune systems, on our emotions. That's what they're concerned with. Whereas other companies are making perfume grade oil, or oil that, they're just trying to make mass amounts of it. It's a huge difference, and there's a lot more information out there on that if you feel like you want to go study it. But we've done our research and we're super confident that we've picked the best. So it's a good feeling.
Yes, and especially I come back to my practice because I really need things that work well and that I can trust. And I've used exclusively Young Living for the last few years, and they always deliver. So that it works for me, and my clients. So,
All right, so we really focus a lot on prevention, being healthy every day, working on ourselves on a continual basis so that we can live healthier and happier, because, we all get kind of stuck in phases of our lives where we have more stress, or around the holidays where we're busier, or we're eating different foods. Maybe you're traveling and you're eating or drinking, things that you normally don't have, and you kind of have to get yourself back to center. Of course, we're all going to do that, but it's nice to always have an underlying kind of set of support, like the oils and the supplements and all the things. You kind of have all those things on hand all the time, and you're continuously allowing your body to receive these different things on a regular basis so that you can prevent being attacked when you do get a little bit worn down, and we're going to cover a little bit on sleep and some other things, but we're focused on prevention, so using all the products every day so that we feel good, and then if you do start to get something, you can kind of power up and use a little more of some certain things.
We'll talk about some other oils for acute things and just how to apply and how to space it out so you have the effect of just getting rid of anything acute that you might be experiencing.
Right.
But always at the first sign of anything, it's the best time to get it. If you're, prevention, and then at the first sign, kick it up a notch. And then most of the time it will work beautifully.
Right. And so maybe what are some things that you use every day?
Ooh, yes. So I brush my teeth with a drop of Thieves twice a day. That's one thing I love it. It makes my teeth really clean and it boosts my immunity. Thieves, we'll talk about it. It's in the kit as well. It's a powerhouse for immunity, and it's really good at boosting immunity as we go. Prevention. Ooh, I'm losing my necklace. And so that's one thing I love. I love the Ninja. I drink Ninja in the morning, and so do my kids. That's a great prevention tool. Yes. And I do so many other things. I diffuse. I definitely diffuse a lot at home, so that's prevention. And I just have oils on me. I do lymphatic brushing. Just this morning I did some lymphatic brushing, and I use oils to help clean my lymph. Lymph is a big part of immunity, so that boosts immunity. And just a quick inhalation of, I do a lot of frankincense. I do frankincense under my tongue, I do frankincense on the back of my neck, because frankincense is a really nice one to boost immunity and help with prevention.
Tell us a little more. I love that. I think people might have questions about the lymphatic brushing.
Oh, yes. I mean, that's a whole other thing. I won't get into it obviously right now, but the lymph is a big part of our detox and our cleansing and our immune system, because it carries away all the dead everything. If we kill virus, bacteria, the toxins from the cellular waste, and the lymphatic gets congested easily. And movement, brushing, certain oils on the lymphatic pathways, it's just so beneficial to making you feel good and to boosting immunity. It's a huge part of prevention.
So you can get a little brush. You might even seen them in a health food store, or you could search them online.
We'll do a little. Yeah. I'm happy to, maybe in a different thing.
Yeah, we'll do a demo of brushing. But I have a brush. Mine has a handle on it, and you brush. I used to teach some classes on Ayurveda, which we should do that. We should probably do a separate like oils and Ayurveda or something, balancing the different doshas. But in Ayurveda, they do a lot of skin brushing, and they talk about sweeping with this brush toward the heart. And so, of course, we're incorporating oils into that. And you can put oils on your skin or oils on the brush, and then you are doing these brushing motions, which stimulate this lymphatic system. And it's also, the dry skin brushing has a ton of other benefits as well. So it's good for cellulite, it's good for dry skin, it's good for just getting your circulation going in general. So I love hearing what other people do, especially people that I respect, like Evelyn, because she always looks radiant and healthy, and she's helping other people all the time. And you're just like, I want to know whatever you're doing. I want to have what she's having. So it's always good to hear.
And I happen to have done a lot of research on lymphatic brushing because there's a lot of different ways out there to do it. And I come from the more medicinal, therapeutic place. And so I definitely have my way. I've combined different thoughts of, I have my particular way of doing it. I've asked a lot of people, including long-term lymphatic drainage massage people and stuff. So I have my little protocol, and I'm happy to do a little video on it at some point.
Yes. Who wants a video on Evelyn's lymphatic drainage techniques? I do.
And it's simple, you know? Simple is good.
Yes, simple is good. So yes, prevention, we're just talking a little bit about prevention because I like to hear what she does. My routine is always changing. I'm like going, when was the last time I did my brushing? I haven't been doing it recently. You know, you just go through habits. I used to do oil pulling a lot, where you put a little spoonful of coconut or raw sesame oil with like thieves or orange or another vitality oil, and you swish and it pulls toxins out of your body. That's one way that I was using that consistently for a long time, and I've kind of gotten away from it. So it's things when we just get together like this, or, you know, with you guys and hear like different ways that we're using the oils, you remember, ooh, there's something else I could be doing. And you don't have to do it all every single day, but maybe you feel drawn to do one day and one the next day, or get in little habits of, I'm going to do 2 weeks of doing this and see what it does for my teeth, my body, my hair, skin, nails, immune system.
One thing I want to say about immunity, it's always good to switch it up for the body. It's good to switch it up. So
variety.
Variety.
So, yeah, I mean, right now, I was thinking about what am I doing right now? What are the things I'm doing right now? And I'm using Ningxia Red. That's kind of a constant for me. I drink it every day. I either do a shot or I mix it with sulfurzyme and I make what's called the red drink, and I add a couple drops of citrus oils and I sip on it. You know, I fill it with water, about 2 to 4 ounces of Ningxia, about half to 1 teaspoon of sulfurzyme. And sulfurzyme is great for the gut, for the hair, the skin, the nails, the immune system, and it helps me drink more water because hydration is one thing that we wanted to mention today as being really supportive for the immune system, because the more hydrated we are, our body is flushing away any toxins that we are stirring up with some of these things that we're doing, like the brushing or the oil pulling or just using essential oils in general. Starts to pull toxins out of the body, but we want to make sure we're like flushing them away. Just like when you receive a massage or acupuncture and they tell you, you know, to drink a lot of water afterwards because it stirs up those toxins. So helps me to stay hydrated when I add my Ningxia in a bunch of water and I make it taste good with the sulfurzyme and the oils. So that's one thing that I do every day. And other things that I do every day are I take supplements with every meal. So I kind of get out all my supplements in the morning and it's constantly changing. So right now I'm taking multigreens, I'm taking Agile Ease, vitamin C. What else am I taking? I always take omega Jais. I take 3 to 6 omega Jais every day because I got some blood work and I found out I was low in omegas. So I'm like, no problem, we have omegas. So those are some of the things that I do every day other than the diffusing, and I rub oils on and breathe them from my hands all throughout the day. I carry oils in my purse. When I'm at a red light, you'll see me oiling, dropping oils on my head. I mean, we were just putting on Rose and Valor. We were like oiling up, you know, and it's just what we do all day, every day now. And I think that helps me to stay balanced. One other thing that is more on the side of energy, but I know that it helps me stay strong in my immune system and in my body, is I use white angelica on my shoulders for energetic protection because I'm extremely sensitive to energy, and that can start to wear me down, and I can get sick if I am putting myself in stressful situations where I'm overwhelmed by heavy energy or a lot of dense energy, or just tragedies or things that are going on out in the world affect me negatively, and it can actually lead to me getting sick. So if I start my day very clear with my white angelica on my shoulders and sweeping it over my aura like I've talked about before, and just saying I am protected, and I put Valor here, and I usually put highest potential on the back of my neck. That's kind of one of the things that I do. I've been putting Believer frankincense on my shoulders, and I just kind of oil myself head to toe, like first thing in the morning, and that helps me to feel really strong and like ready for my day.
Couple of more things I want to say that I regularly do, and I don't even think of it because it's such an integral part of my day. Citrus in the water.
Oh yeah.
Citrus are so good to boost immunity. They're also really powerful at creating a healthy terrain or an unhealthy terrain for germs and a healthy terrain for us. So that's really easy just throughout the day. Just put a drop or two of any of the citrus oils. It really doesn't matter. They're all good. I love longevity for prevention as well. I don't enjoy the taste so much. I put it in a capsule once or twice a day with carrier oil. And then we've touched upon it a little bit because immunity is like a multifactorial issue. It's not only, hey, how do we boost immunity with oils because they're really good at it, but how do we have a lifestyle and nutrition that promotes immunity and supports us in all of this. And that's why we won't only talk about oils for specific immunity, but also how to help balance our life and support the other systems that are all a part of immunity, like sleep, like what we put in our bodies, like stress. All these things weaken our immunity, and we have so many nice simple helpers that can just help us be strong at the base.
Yep, I love that. And I love I talked about putting the vitality oils in the red drink, but every time you're drinking water, adding some oils, orange or lemon, they're so cleansing and detoxifying, and they're high in limonene, and you can go Google that, but it's incredible the benefits you can get. They're cold pressed from the rind, we know that, and it's just so simple and so easy to always have vitality oils in whatever you're drinking, and then starting to boost that up a little bit. Maybe you start with a drop, and then later on you're doing 4, 5, 6 drops because your body is ready for that. And I think that's really one way to start to kick it up a notch. Do you want to talk about acute? What you do when you feel something coming on, or you've been exposed to somebody who's sick? You get that call that whatever's going around the school, or you're around somebody that's coughing on your shoulder or something.
Right. Or you feel it,
or you
a little
feel
scratchy.
it coming on.
You feel that run down feeling, a little achy. Yes.
Yeah.
I love to do something called French intensive method, and I learned this from a French doctor, Dr. Pinoel, and the French are really big into oils and internal application and using them medicinally. So he does something called French intensive method, because when you have something like a cold or flu, or the oncoming of something like that that's fast replicating, where you're dealing with virus or bacteria that fast replicate, you want to have enough of the oils in your bloodstream at a regular, at a constant basis for 2-3 days to knock out anything, to really support your body in knocking out the invasion, the germs. And by the way, there's a lot of research out now on how oils work with bacteria and virus. So this is not just us talking about it and us using it, but there is a lot of research on PubMed and where there's clinical studies.
Google
that
Scholar.
Google Scholar. So French intensive method is very simple. It's 4 times, and it applies to oils on the feet. Now, personally, I will do a little bit on the neck and a little bit on my pulse points too, because I'll dilute it with a little carrier oil, and I'll do that too because I just want to boost this. But feet is great, and if you have sensitive skin, or for kids, or feet are always good. So no stress on where to apply. Just get them on your body. And French intensive is 4 times the first hour. So every 15 minutes, the first hour, you apply a couple of drops. Then twice the second hour, and then every hour after that. And what happens with oils, they're really, they go into the bloodstream, they're concentrated in the bloodstream for about 45 minutes to an hour, and then the body metabolizes them out. The effects stay, but the active ingredients in the blood get metabolized out. So when you have something that's really actively replicating, like a virus or bacteria, you want to keep that blood concentration higher than normal, right? So you can get ahead. And when you do the French intensive method, that's exactly what it does. It keeps the blood concentration high, and it's so effective when you do it that way. And normally you just need to do it until the symptoms are better, and then you can stretch it out, and maybe the next day you just do it 3-4 times a day. Make sure you support it a little bit for 2 or 3 more days so nothing comes back and you consolidate the effect. But French intensive method is mind-blowingly effective when you really need it and when you start something coming on or when you already have symptoms.
I love that. I love that so much, and it's so empowering that when you're coming down with something, we have something that you can do, right? Because sometimes it feels powerless when you're getting something and you think, you want to just like surrender, like, I'm getting sick. But now you have something, now we all have access to these oils. Even if you just have your starter kit oils, grab your thieves, and just start dropping it under your tongue, rubbing it on, doing that, because it feels so good to kick something, right? Who's kicked something with oils? And you wake up the next day and you're like, oh, I thought I was getting sick, but I'm fine. Maybe I wasn't getting sick. The oils worked. They worked. They did what they were supposed to. So, and another thing I will do when I feel something coming on is I will just put a drop or 2 of thieves under my tongue often. Maybe not even keeping track of the hours, but just often, many times throughout the day, and rubbing purification on. And another thing that I learned is using the oil Exodus 2. So I feel like there are certain oils that you don't really hear of very often, and this is one of those oils that was not on my radar. Gary Young talks about this Exodus 2 blend being super powerful for the immune system. And he actually told a small group of people at one time that he puts this under his tongue. It's not a vitality oil. You're not going to hear anybody say that you should ingest it. Don't say I said to ingest it, but you can know that I put a drop of this under my tongue when I feel something really coming on. I will alternate with thieves, because if Gary Young's doing it, I'm doing it, I trust him. And I will also take Exodus 2 and rub it on the soles of my feet or along the spine, especially if my kids are getting something, I'll rub along their spine, dilute it for little kids. It's very strong. It almost has kind of a sweet smell, but Exodus 2 definitely should be in your arsenal for this fall, winter, spring, when you have all those colds and flus going around, because it's a really strong powerhouse oil blend for immune system support.
Do we want to quickly go through the kit oils for immunity? So at least that's covered, or not really?
I think we're good
or do
on
we
the
just
kit.
do outside oils?
I think we'll do
Beyond
some of
the
the,
kit?
I think the other stuff we have here, I mean, everybody, all of us are hopefully using kit oils all day, every day. I mean, I think I use almost every starter kit oil every day, maybe not Pan Away, but using Stress Away, using peppermint, using thieves. I keep the kit oils with me, and I'm just using them under my tongue or on my body throughout the day. So those are definitely the palette that you start with. That's like the beginner, you have all that and you keep using that, and then we add on, right? So these are kind of the add-ons, I guess,
Right. Okay, good.
Your
Raven, your Citrus Fresh, they're all great for immunity, respiratory health. Okay, well, we talked Exodus already as far as an outside the kit. One of my favorites, if I may interject right here, is Melrose.
Oh, I got it out for you.
Outside of the kit, Melrose is so interchangeable with thieves. So I love to combine, when I make an immunity roller or something, or make a blend together, I do a lot of thieves and Melrose together. Melrose will have a little bit more of the respiratory effect with the Niaoli, which is a kind of tea tree, and with the thyme in there, and it just has, it's it's just so effective for what we're talking about. Even as prevention too, Melrose is a really nice one. So it's great to diffuse with thieves or by itself. It's great in a roller. It's great to just rub on.
It's such a good reminder, because Melrose, often people talk about using it for skin, for skin issues. I know people that have used it with eczema or psoriasis or acne.
For acne.
Yes, and dilute, because it has clove in it and the tea tree, and it is a strong oil, but you hear of certain oils being used for one thing, and then you realize that it has all these other uses. And so it is so important to remember that it is one of those really strong oils for overall immune support and respiratory support. So I mean, it's like making me want to diffuse it right now. Like, I can't believe I haven't been diffusing Melrose, but it's a good one. Yep. And then what other oils
Imu
outside?
Pro.
Oh, yeah.
Imu Power, that is. Imu Power. Imu Power is another one of my favorites. It's very strong.
Super
so
strong.
I use it when I need it. I don't do this so much for prevention. I use more thieves, Melrose, frankincense, lemon. But yeah, on the feet mostly. I apply this on the feet mostly because it is very strong.
Yeah.
With a little carrier oil.
It's got
twice a day. If you were exposed to stuff, you can just add this twice a day if you're not totally symptomatic yet, and otherwise French intensive with this one if you have symptoms.
Yeah, and I don't diffuse Imu Power.
Yeah,
I
no.
just don't like the smell of it.
No.
It's got oregano and thyme. It's kind of a
I wouldn't
ooh,
diffuse it.
It would turn somebody off if they were new to oils. Don't give them this. No, unless they're not feeling well, rub it on their feet. But I would use carrier because even for me, when I go to sleep at night, the way I sleep on my side, I will kind of rest the bottom of my foot on, I don't know how to describe it, but wherever my foot rests, I will get itchy skin because this oil is so strong if I don't use carrier, even on the soles of my feet. That's just for me. So, or I will put on socks. So if I put this on and it's cold out, I can put socks on and then I'm fine and I don't have that kind of, it doesn't feel too intense, but if it touches up on my ankles or something, it's strong. So definitely dilute. But this is this is the powerhouse one that you use when you are feeling down or somebody's already sick or something like that. We pull this out and hyssop, cistus, frankincense, oregano, clove. Yeah, this is the heavy hitter, Dorado Azul.
And it brings in the variety, like oils you don't use on a regular basis, because that really helps boost. And one thing I want to say about topical application and absorption through the skin, research shows that actually you sometimes absorb the oils better when you have a carrier oil, because it keeps them on the skin a little more and longer, and it prevents evaporation of the oil. So carrier oil is really conducive to absorption through the skin. So I most of the time use it. And also putting socks on and covering has also been shown to increase absorption, because again, you prevent evaporation of the oils.
I feel that. And one thing that I will do on my own feet or on my kids' feet with Imu Power when someone is really fighting something is I will do the VitaFlex technique. And I have done, you can search videos in this group, VitaFlex, and you just do this little technique with your fingertips along the spinal reflex point on the feet after you've applied the oil, and it's super powerful. And then putting on socks and hopping in bed and wake up in the morning.
Maybe now is the time to talk about a steam quickly.
Yeah. Yes.
When you have acute symptoms like a cough, or I just do that in my practice a lot, and I tell my clients, or when you have sinus congestion, when you do a steam, you have a soup pot, you put an inch of water in, you make it hot, and then you sit down at a table. Obviously make sure you have something that covers your table because of the heat, and you get a towel, and just when you're ready, you add a couple of drops of RC or Raven or lemon and peppermint, or Melrose, and you put your towel over your head and you steam. You inhale the steam. It is incredible for thinning out the mucus, for relieving the chest, and to just get it out. You will find you'll become very productive, and that's good because you need to get it out. And it just soothes the lungs and any spastic anything. And it's a fabulous way to get the oils in when you have any acute things. It's also nice for the skin. It gives you a nice facial. So 5-10 minutes over the steam. Really powerful.
It feels really good, and it's really strong. So sometimes if you were new to it or introducing it to a kid or something, only one drop, because it automatically, and close your eyes, because it's like, woof, it's intense.
Yes.
But it does break up the mucus, and anything with eucalyptus in it, I think RC is an excellent choice for that method. It really works. And that, if we're talking about respiratory, maybe we should move into respiratory, but a compress is also wonderful. You can get a hot, washcloth and squeeze the water out and put it in a bowl that has a couple drops of RC or Raven or some type of, even just eucalyptus, and squeeze the water out so it has the essential oil and hot water in it, and then you lay it over the chest. and put another dry towel on top. And that's a really powerful way to absorb the oils, keep the moisture there, keep the warmth there, you know, until the cloth gets cool, and then you could take it off and just feels really good.
I mean, you can even just rub it on with carrier oil and then lay some heat over it.
Yeah. Other respiratory stuff, breathe again.
Yeah, breathe again, roll it on, inhale, that's a roller, RC, raven, peppermint, lemon, lavender, Melrose, marjoram. Marjoram is a really nice antispasmodic. It calms spasms, so it's a nice one to use to calm coughing.
Right. Breathe again is good.
as well.
I was just going to say because it already has carrier in it, so it's easy just to roll it on. The chest is a sensitive area. You know, it's got a little bit of the fractionated coconut oil already in it. And you know, this is another one that you can roll, if you're okay with oils on your face, you can roll it right along your sinuses, you know, or under your nose or something like that for allergies or during a time where you really need to get your
try to not get it in your eyes
system.
otherwise use carrier oil to get it out. But yeah, absolutely great stuff. I think that's it for respiratory.
Yeah, I have a couple things on sleep. Anything on sleep you wanted to, anything?
Well, aside from sleep being so important, that's probably my weakest area, getting enough sleep. So that's why I oil
we
up.
We are not perfect.
No, we're not perfect.
Always working on something. And I am, we're like texting each other at midnight, like, why are you still up? But yes. So I recently listened to, you know, we have to hear, when you know better, you do better, and then sometimes you just need reminders, right? So I recently heard someone speaking about the topic of sleep, and they were talking about different studies that show how sleep and the immune system are correlated, and how your physical body is directly affected by the amount of sleep that you're getting, and how you can really increase your chances of even things like stroke and heart disease, you know, on a bigger scale if you're not getting enough sleep. But on a day-to-day basis, just your mental clarity, the way that your body feels, staying, you know, healthy and fighting off illness, all of these different things, even digestion and hormones and all of that are affected by sleep. So allowing ourselves enough time to sleep, and you know, 7 to 8 hours is a lot of times what you hear. If you're getting less than 6 hours, that's where you're kind of in that dangerous place where you're putting your body in jeopardy, especially if you're doing it on a regular basis. I'm always someone that's been like, I don't need a lot of sleep, I'm fine. And then it catches up to you, right? And you don't feel very good, and you're wondering like, why don't I feel good? Oh, I'm not sleeping. I'm not allowing my body a chance to rest and let everything regenerate and really recharge, because they say that the number of hours you get of sleep before midnight are the most important time to be sleeping. And so if you're going to bed after midnight, you're missing out on this really special time that your body gets to really deeply rest and relax and recharge, which helps us with anti-aging. It helps our skin. There's so many benefits to getting more sleep. And so when I heard that, I was like, ooh, okay, I'm going to work on that, you know? It's inspiring, you know, because we want to be, you know, I want to wake up every day with energy. I want to feel good. I want to be able to help other people. I want to be there for my family. And we can't do that if, you know, as well, if we're not taking good care. So if sleep is something that you struggle with, Young Living has wonderful products to help you actually sleep. If sleep is, you know, we're choosing to stay up late and not sleep, which sometimes you get a little wired and then it's hard to kind of wind down. And then maybe once you get to sleep, you're fine. But other people actually have insomnia and they cannot sleep. So whether it's hard for you to wind down and you've stayed up too late or been on your phone too long or something, we have all different things that might help you if you're not using them already, because this is directly linked to your immune system and your immune health. So things like Rutavala and Tranquil and Vetiver are really helpful to roll on your feet or roll on your wrists, and I will often just keep them.
And here and on your ears, sorry.
For
and on
sure,
the back of the neck,
for sure.
For a nervous system.
Keep them on your bedside. Like sometimes if I wake up and, you know, I don't know, you have to wake up to go to the bathroom, or somebody's snoring, or the dog, or the kids, or someone wakes up, and then I'll be like, oh my gosh, I need, you start thinking and you can't go back to sleep. I just reach over and like grab one of these off my nightstand and roll it on, and then I'm able to go back to sleep. So have them out, literally on your nightstand, Tranquil, or Rutavala, or even Valor. I keep Valor also right on my nightstand, so I can just grab it and I roll Valor. Like Evelyn was saying, Valor is one that I love rolling all around my neck and on my brainstem. Even I'll swipe across my forehead like this. So, and then there's supplements. One supplement that we really love is ImmuPro, and it's for the immune system as well as helping you sleep, because it has some melatonin in it and it has some mushrooms in it. And Evelyn has some good information about mushrooms and the immune system. And it also has wolfberry powder. And we know that wolfberry from the Ningxia is one of the highest antioxidant food on the planet. So you're supporting your immune system. You're also helping your body to sleep. And they're chewables. They're little tablets that you can chew on before you go to bed. They also have some strawberry powder in them. Kids can have them. If it's a little kid, you can break it in half. But this is something that my husband relies on. Like, he eats these every single night. He actually keeps them in the bathroom now, so he doesn't have to walk downstairs before bed. He just like eats one before he brushes his teeth. So ImmuPro.
I tend to suck on any of the chewables, and that brings me back to vitamin C as well. I love vitamin C. Like, throughout the day, it's my candy. And I suck on it, and I suck on the ImmuPro too, because you get so much absorption through the mucous membranes.
I love that.
Yeah, so much absorption is happening in the mouth and not necessarily in the gut.
Oh, I love that.
Sleep Essence.
Yes.
Is another one. It's a little gel cap that's really nice for sleep and promoting sleep, peace and calming. Lavender, frankincense, copaiba, just putting a drop cedarwood. Inhaling. Again, I would do what floats your boat, but I like to get it from a couple of different angles. So if I want to use copaiba, cedarwood, frankincense to help me sleep, I would put a drop each under my tongue, and I would inhale and apply.
And have it in the diffuser.
So you just get it from all angles. And I like to make a golden milk at night, and I put maybe a drop of nutmeg in there, or a drop of copaiba and frankincense, to just again have that soothing, calming, settling the nervous system. It's really, really powerful.
I love that.
And it's simple.
Yep. So other thing, one other thing I wanted to mention was gut health. The immune system, the majority of our immune system is in our small intestine. And so it's important for us to be focusing on cleansing and detoxifying, and specifically, supporting the microbiome, which is the good bacteria in our gut. And a couple Young Living products that I really like and, kind of rely on are ICP. And that's just one thing to help get things moving. Drink a lot of water when you're using this. You just put, half a teaspoon or so. I shake it up with some Ningxia and I fill it up with a bunch of water, and I will try to drink it slowly. Otherwise it gets thick and it's kind of hard to drink because it's got psyllium husk in it and it starts to, get gelatinous. But this will help really get things moving, and it's gentle. And so it's a way to just make sure you're getting cleaned out and keeping everything going. And then if you really want to kind of kick it up, you can use something like Comfort Tone, which has Cascara Sagrada, which is like helps your body with that peristalsis action, and it's something that you use on a maybe 2-week basis, and then you take a break from it. But this will really help get things moving if you feel like you need to really cleanse or detoxify. And then always replenishing with Life 9. Every single night I take Life 9. That's a daily staple, and some people take more than one. I usually take 1 to 2, and that just replenishes that healthy bacteria. It's timed released capsule, so it doesn't release until it's lower down in your digestive system, which is where you need that healthy bacteria to be. And this is a really high quality probiotic. There's a lot of probiotics out there, and this has 17 billion active cultures. And sometimes people are just looking at the number, and they're looking at, something with the higher number or whatever. If you look at the quality of the supplements, and starting to try these compared to maybe if you're using another probiotic, and just see how you feel, but I know several people who have said that they notice a huge difference in the regularity of their bowel movements just taking Life 9. So that to me shows that it's actually working. You feel it working, because some supplements, like vitamin C I take all the time. I know that if I am using a more intensive method like Evelyn talked about with the oils, where I'm taking it every couple hours when I'm trying to really kick something, I know that it's working. But otherwise, you take a vitamin C every day, you don't really know that it's working. I feel like Life 9 is super powerful, and you know that it is working.
Digest.
Oh yeah.
Rub Digest on the belly. Digest from the kit. Real easy to support digestive health.
Under the tongue. I put it under the tongue.
Oh yes, me too. Under the tongue. Under
Yeah.
the tongue, a drop is really
And
good.
Digest and all these oils like we're talking about, even the starter kit oils, it's not like you wait until you have a stomach ache or you just do Digest after you eat. Like that's just what I do. After I eat, I put a drop of Digest under my tongue. I'm not just doing it when I feel bloated or I ate too much or whatever, ate something that didn't agree with me. I'm just using it all the time because I know that it's powerful to help support my digestive system even when I'm feeling well.
Well, it's about absorption. What do you absorb from your food? And Digest will promote absorption, which promotes health in every direction and everywhere.
Right.
So one thing that we haven't really talked about, and it is truly one of my hands down favorite products, is Inner Defense. You can make your own capsules. This is thieves, lemongrass, thyme, and oregano, already pre-made in a gel cap, real simple to do. I always have this on hand. I have a whole stack in my practice because I use it all the time for more the acute things, or when you really need a boost. You could take this, just one capsule in the morning, and then one capsule at night of the Life 9, to just during the winter months, just when you're exposed to things, you just want to make sure you're covered throughout the day. But this you would do 3 to 5 capsules a day, like one capsule 3 to 5 times a day if you have an acute situation. And it is just so effective for all kinds of issues, not just colds and flus. But yep, this is a good one to have. And if you make your own, you just we can put a recipe in the comments.
You could open a capsule and just add, your oils, but it's nice to have it made for you. Just makes it easier. Yep. What else? Questions?
Yes, any questions? We haven't even had a chance
I know,
to
we haven't
read
looked.
all so we'll look at the comments later and the questions you have. Well, if we want to, I wouldn't mind quickly just talking about a few more of my favorite oils outside the kit, like lemongrass, like thyme, like oregano. Obviously, we've talked a little bit about oregano in the Inner Defense, eucalyptus, tea tree. Those are all just beautiful to use. Melrose again. Maybe a lot of these oils you can use for kids. You just need to dilute accordingly. Some oils lend themselves a little more for kids, like the eucalyptus radiata. The Robin Sara is another one that's milder and really good for kids' immunity. Purification we talked about. I think Niaoli is another one. The tea tree quintessentifolia, whatever it's called, with young living.
Quiniquerva or
Something like that. That's a really great respiratory immunity, chronic lymphatic congestion. If you clean this up, you clean up your immunity.
So there's different kinds of tea tree. You mostly hear about Melaleuca alternifolia, or we call it Mel A, or just tea tree, but then there's another type of tea tree, and that's what we're talking about. Niaoli is the easy way to say it, but it's Melaleuca, so the first part is the same, and the second one is, we're struggling with that word, but it's Quiniquerva or something like that. It's like this crazy Q word that's like this long, but it is nice, like Evelyn was saying, to change things up. If you're always used to using tea tree, the same one, use the other one and notice how that gives your immune system a boost when you really need it, or start using that, just to alternate with your thieves. And one other oil that I thought of when Evelyn was just talking that I use for respiratory support is Dorado Azul. and it's super powerful for respiratory. It's in some of the blends, but if you can get your hands on that and have that as something that you could use on the soles of the feet or even over the chest or in the diffuser with a eucalyptus, it's really powerful for respiratory.
And one more thing I want to say, and partially why essential oils are so good for immunity and to help us fight acute things, is because it's really hard for the germs to become resistant to essential oils. They're so multidimensional. There's hundreds of chemical compounds in essential oils that change with every harvest. So the germs have no chance at adjusting, and that's what we want with immunity and with helping us fight off acute things. And that's why you also want to switch it off. It even is more powerful when you don't use the same oils all the time, even though they don't create superbugs and germs cannot get used to them. That's why it's also just even better to just mix it up a little bit. But that's one of the really big pluses, and that's why they're used in hospitals more and more, and just because they're one of the answers to a big problem that we have, and that's superbugs. And because they're not linear like antibiotics are, but they're so multidimensional, they work really, really well for this.
Right. When something is made in a lab chemically, it's exactly the same every single time. And that's how you build up, that's why those superbugs are created, because you literally build up an immunity to what is exactly the same. Oils are never exactly the same because each time that plant is grown, it had maybe more rainfall that year, or more sun, or the soil was slightly different, or whatever. And so they're always a little bit different. And that's why you'll notice that sometimes the exact same bottle of oil you got last month smells different or tastes slightly different or is a little bit of a different color than the one you got before, because it is different. The plant is this harvest is a little bit different. And that's what we love, that's why we love Young Living. And when things go out of stock, it's because it's out of season. We've used it all. We're waiting for the next crop. It's like when you're going to the store in the winter here and you try to buy a peach. It's not going to happen. Maybe it comes from the other side of the world, but it's not going to be good. You couldn't have a good peach here in winter. You have to wait until the summer, right? Until the harvest. So when things go out of stock, we're patient and we're grateful because it's not being made in a lab. It's being grown in the ground.
And we stock up.
We stock up on all the things that we love so that we don't ever run out, So people are like, why do you have so many oils? I'm like, well, I just want to make sure I have everything.
Yep. And one more thing I want to mention is the Thieves Cough Drops.
Oh, yes.
Because I love them a lot, and they really help soothe and open up and cleanse the throat and the lymph here as they boost immunity. They're really strong, they're real, they have oils in them, so I love them.
Are you more of a fan of the cough drops or the Thieves lozenges? Because there's two choices there.
What's the second one that came out? The white? The white one, not the yellow.
Yeah. So those are the cough drops.
The cough drops. Okay. I like the flavor better.
Okay, and I'm a kind of a lozenge person, so... But I noticed that they're different. Some batches of them are slightly different. I found that the lozenges were a little stronger on one of the batches, but I don't know. They're always a little different. Either one. I carry a handful of them in my purse at all times, and I hand them out like candy to everybody. If I hear someone coughing, I'm like, here, you want a lozenge?
Me too. Me too.
Oh.
And I think the key really is that immunity is a daily thing. It's a daily thing. Make it fun. It doesn't have to be complicated. Oils make it really easy. They help your lifestyle. They really work. And we're here to answer any questions. And
Thank you for joining us. We are going to give away we have 3 presents. I'm not going to show you what's inside.
Seriously? It's good.
I'm tipping it, so I'm not showing you what's inside, but 3 people are going to win something from the comments. So comment below something that you learned or a question that you have or something that you're going to try. So, and then we'll pick 3 of you and send a little gift to. Well, thank you guys.
We hope it was useful.
We'll be back again, maybe next time on lymphatic drainage.
Oh yeah, let's do a little something like that. That sounds good.
Okay.
We'll do it soon.
Bye. Have a good day. Bye.